Okay, this is homework problem number 4. Using our distance formula, we're going to solve for this missing y variable. Okay, so what's key in this is to label our coordinates so we can substitute into our formula correctly. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so our 1 will be our x1, y would be our y1, negative 1 would be the x2, 3 is y2. Okay, so if we recall, our distance formula equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus our y1 squared. And now we're going to substitute our coordinates we just labeled into the formula. We have a distance equal to 2, so we're going to make d our 2. Okay, x squared x2 is going to be negative 1 minus x1, which is 1. Square that. y2 is 3 minus the y1, which is our missing variable y. And we will square that. Now we're going to simplify some of the math underneath the radical sign so we can solve this. Alright, so negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2 squared plus, since we can't do anything with this, we're going to need to expand this out. So let's go ahead and write that out. 3 minus y times 3 minus y. Because it's squared, we can rewrite it twice that way. So we have 2 equals square root of negative 2 squared, which is 4, plus. So we have a binomial that we are going to distribute to combine the like terms underneath our radical. So we're going to multiply 3 times 3, which gives us 9, and then 3 times negative y, which is a negative 3y. Okay, so then negative y times 3 again, which is another negative 3y, and then negative y times a negative y, which is a positive 1 squared. Alright, so let's combine like terms. 2 equals the square root. 4 plus 9 is 13. Negative 3y minus 3y is negative 6y. And then plus 3y squared. So what we're going to do now is we're going to square both sides to undo the square root. So 2 squared is 4. And square root of 13 minus 6y plus y squared is going to leave you with what is inside your radical. 13 minus 6y plus y squared. Alright, so now we're going to subtract the 4 from both sides so we can have our quadratic equal to 0. So 13 minus 4 is 9 minus 6y plus the y squared. At this point, you can solve this using different methods. Factoring, quadratic formula, or you can use your calculator to find these zeros, which give you your y. Alright, so I'm going to use factoring because this is simple to factor. Using our x method, and put our b term in here, and then our c term will go in the bottom of the x. Alright, so I need a product of 9 that sum up to negative 6. That number is negative 3 times a negative 3 gives us positive 9. Negative 3 plus 3 gives us a negative 6. So we get 0 equal to y minus 3 times y minus 3. Alright, so In solving this factor, we take y minus 3 equals 0, or y minus 3 equals 0, which will give us the same thing. Adding 3 to both sides, y equals 3, and that is our missing coordinate. Okay, so I noticed when I finish this problem that if you come up here where it's in red from the arrow, you could solve this much quicker using your square root method. Okay, so to undo the first square root, you would square both sides, leaving 4 plus 3 minus y squared. Subtract 4 from both sides, you get a 0. Then you would take the square root of both sides so that you can get the 3 minus y by itself. And at that point, all you do is add y to both sides, and y equals 3. So far less steps using your square root method.